Hey, what's good, guys? Popo here. I'm glad to be on the channel today. What I want to show you guys is how whenever you have a sample that you have, let's say it's an 8-second or 16-second sample, which will give you 2 seconds on each pad, which is really flexible. Say you have your sample and you want to arrange it per sequence, and it's an 8-bar beat, but you want it to be like a 32 bar. This way you can do something over it. Or say you wanted a 64, but this way you can play over it, and you want all your sequences that you have, sequence 1 through 7. This isn't like in song mode where you take one sequence and copy it out and then delete your parts and arrange it into a song. This is more of taking a sample and playing it a few different ways on a few different samples and on a few different sequences, and making 7 different patterns that are 8 bars, and then making it. So I'm going to show you how to use your sample and make a whole song out of it, pretty much. So let's get right in here. I'm going to hit empty project, and I don't have a sample loaded, so I'm just going to make one. One of the cool things about the MPC, and what I've really noticed, is that whenever you are using something random, you want it to be in the same key. You don't want, you know what I'm saying? If you've ever been to a baseball game or a church or anything like that, and you know that somebody's out of key, definitely stands out. So you'll kind of want to be in the same kind of key. So the beautiful thing about the MPC is that all you have to do is leave it on 1A, and we're going to go here. We're going to make a 4-bar, and I'm only going to make, for right now, this is going to be how I'm making my sequence, or making my song that I'm going to sample, so I won't have any drums in it at all. I'm going to go to track 2, add another plugin. We're not making a song right now. We are making a sample. Track 3, plugin 3. Track 4, and then we'll stop after this. Remember, no drums. That's that out of key. Alright, what I'm going to do is now I'm going to hit my sampler. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into song mode, because I don't want all those parts going off at the same time, or else I'm going to have an 8-bar sample. Or a 4-bar sample. I want a 16-bar. So what I'm going to do is hit menu, go into song mode. Sorry, I need to copy the sequence 4 times because I have 4 tracks. Okay, now I have 4 different sequences. Go to track mute. On sequence 4, I only want these 2. On sequence 3, I only want those 2. Sequence 1, these 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all different. So now I go into my song mode. Menu, song. I'm going to insert those sequences. And they're all different now. You got to make sequence 1, sequence 2, sequence 3, sequence 4. And what I'm going to do now is take this last sequence, only the last one, and convert it to sequence 5. Convert it to sequence 5. Okay, we're done. We got our sample. We're going to go to sequence 5. First off, I got to go to my channel mixer, and for all of my programs, or all my MIDI tracks, I'm going to mute. Wait. I have to sample this. So let me go to my sampler, and I'm going to hit play and slice it. Make sure that I'm on sequence 5 from song 1. Okay, here we go. Stop, and we'll create. Hit main. Now we're going to mute all these other tracks. Track, mute. We're going to go to sequence 6. Channel mixer. I want all my programs to go down. So now all I have is 6. And 6 sounds like this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to find 3 different samples out of here. And I want to show you exactly the same thing that I did, but without the track mute. Now that we have the sample that we got, and the sample's 8 bars. Sorry, the sample's 15 bars. And, I'm sorry, here we go. The new sample. Let's just do this real quick. It's not going to be for the song or for the, this is more for workflow. I want you to see how this works, okay? So I'm just going to take, I'm going to make that 4 bars, 2 bars. And I want to show you how to take your sample chops now and do the same thing. So check it out. That's sequence 6. We're going to go to sequence 7. Also, we're going to go for 2 bars. Go to sequence 8. We're going to make it 2 bars also. And like I say, this isn't for making a song. This is for arranging your stuff. So if you're watching and you're like, okay, I got my sample and everything, and I see what he's doing. Okay, so now we have sequence 7, 8, and 9, 6, 7, 8, and 9 that are different, right? So again, we go into song mode, hit menu, song, clear this, insert your new sequence, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So now, like I said, this is the most important part. Once you have your chops set, you go to your last sequence and convert it to a new sequence. Now you can clear this, and when you insert your new sequence, it's got 8 bars because we did each one at 2. So the whole song sounds like this now, which isn't much. That was the first one. Second one. Third one. Know what I'm saying? So if you want your sample to be like that, then that's how you do it. You got your sample right here, 10. It's 8 bars now. Now you can sit there and mess with it. And same thing if you wanted it to be 64 bars or whatever, you would just record an 8 bar at the beginning and so on. I really hope that kind of cleared the mud on that. Again, whenever you are, I'll say it one more time. Whenever you are making a song, you start off with your plugins or your samples and you play out your parts. And then in song mode, what I do, I copy my sequence, like however many different variations I want. Say it's an 8-bar loop, I sequence it 8 times. That gives me 8 different variations of track mute. So after I do that, I wipe out my drums, I resample with my MPC, auto pad slice. I create a new program, I hit my channel mixer, I turn down all the other volumes of my previous tracks where I made my sample. Now that I have my sample and I want to play it out and chop it up in the different parts, I go to my track where my sample's at, and now instead of tracks, we're using sequences. Sequence 6, 7, 8, and 9 were just 2-bar sequences of that sample that we took, and then we put it into sequence 10 and came out with an 8-bar. 6, 7, 8, and 9 were 2 bars each. 10 gave us an 8-bar sample. So yeah, that's how you put your samples together. The most important thing is that whenever you're in song mode, whenever you insert your sequences, you convert that last sequence. You got to make sure this is highlighted at the bottom. If you don't, it's gonna convert from here up. It always converts from the bottom up. Okay? So other than that, guys, I don't know what else to do. I know the song didn't really come out great, but I wanted to show you the workflow on it. That's all. So I appreciate you for watching, and I do need to make a quick video on controller mode because I get a lot of people that are still buying the MPC, and all you really have to do after you download the firmware and the software, don't even worry about the plugins or anything like that. Just get your MPC up and running into the software, and then hit menu, and there's a little button that says MPC. That's all you got to do. If your stuff's sitting there saying looking for a computer, then you didn't download the firmware. You need to go to the Akai site, download the firmware, and yada yada yada. But yeah, other than that, guys, I really look forward to doing some more videos here later on, and I hope you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you later.